Hello and welcome to this special showcase of Future-Proofing the Supply Chain, a programme from the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply and ITN Productions.
The global COVID pandemic has brought into sharp focus the importance of supply chains and the need for them to be robust and sustainable in an ever-changing world in which we face huge economic but also environmental challenges.
To me, it's absolutely critical because this is an issue for our planet. This is about climate change. This is about protecting our environment for the future. This is about the responsible use of scarce resources. And I believe that every CEO should make sure that their organization has a real focus on sustainability, and many of the ESG challenges are in supply chains. So you need to have the right people with the right skills focused on addressing those challenges.
And as supply chains continue to be impacted by global events, there's also a heavier reliance on outsourcing, an increasingly robust regulatory landscape, and a renewed focus on the importance of ethical activity.
We think about supply chain resilience. And by resilience, we mean how can a supply chain continue to deliver even when it's under stress? And there's really an internal element and an external element. The internal element will be vulnerabilities like the financial health of an organisation, where it's located in the world, and its different levels of risk and control standards. The external factors really expose these vulnerabilities. So this could be things like geopolitical issues, war, the pandemic, of course, but also third-party actors. So cyber attacks on an organisation can also expose these vulnerabilities. Here at S&P Global KY3P, we really partner with our clients to make sure and ensure that they are managing their supply chain risk effectively, to really help our clients make the right decisions at the right time and continue to monitor supply chain risk for the long term.
Digital transformation not only helps to streamline processes and keep them compliant, but also gives businesses one less thing to worry about.
Compliance is so important for invoicing because, frankly, if an invoice is not compliant, it shouldn't be paid. That's number one. Secondly, you run a risk of penalties and fines or missing audits. Worst case, you might end up going to jail.
So that's where we can step in and take that burden away from them and make sure that they can focus on strategically what they want to achieve in their own businesses. The importance that Tungsten can offer with the insights and expertise and the technology platform that we've built is really setting up customers on their digital transformation journey.
Adapting in order to survive and thrive with the latest technology, data science and AI to manage a supply base is also integral to a company's ability to move on post-pandemic and deal with new economic shocks.
Inflation is very high at the moment. It's the highest in the G7 economies. It's been for over 20 years, and it makes a huge difference to company cost bases, which can represent 50% of overall company cost. So companies need to act now. They really need to act. They can refocus resources, add dedicated capacity to address the issue, and really look at new supply markets.
More and more companies realize that supply chain disruptions are here to stay. And those companies who do not address these challenges from a strategic point of view are putting their position in the competitive market under highest risk.
Another software solution is pulling together pools of suppliers and making them available to everyone.
It's all about encompassing everything around that ability to be networked, to be intelligent, to be smart in the way you undertake your processes, to have that comprehensive coverage across all of your systems and your capabilities. But doing that in a way which is collaborative and extensible is going to be absolutely key to that future success.
It definitely allows us to connect better with our suppliers. We can tap into emerging capabilities that we may not have been exposed to previously, and we can transact much faster without error as we move forward.
I think the events of the last 2 years really highlighted to us how important technology is for us and the opportunities of today and tomorrow.
A continuous improvement approach to business and a culture committed to inclusion, the planet and digital society can also drive positive change in the wider world.
We spend something like 25 billion euros per annum. And I think as a company, if we've adopted a purpose agenda and we want to try and embed that in everything we do, then there is a real opportunity to embed that through the supply chain and into a supply base.
We're actually, as procurement professionals, remarkably lucky because we sit at the top of the supply chain and we have an opportunity to leverage our processes and our people in order to influence the partners that we work with to drive positive change in this agenda.
The shortage of labour is one of the most pressing issues for procurement and supply chain organisations, and a competent and dynamic workforce relies on getting the right mix of early career hires and older, more experienced workers.
The labour dynamics that are in place globally affect everybody, and companies really need to start treating their labour supply as a supply chain. And that is something that is really important. We are helping our clients to future-proof their supply chain by bringing together HR, the business groups and procurement to create these comprehensive, global in some cases, labour strategies that help to mitigate some of these problems and the challenges that we're seeing in today's labour market.
And diverse workforces can make for happier, more productive workplaces.
I come here, I don't feel the pressure of some workplaces.
They give you a regular shift and they give you the opportunity to sort of like get on and you can get more skills if you like.
And here, maximising skills and the adoption of new technology is also supported by specialist training in sustainability for every team member, from the board to the warehouse floor.
It is meant to contextualize sustainability for them within the roles that they're working in. And we find that that really engages the workforce. People are driven, they're motivated, they're passionate about contributing towards sustainability within their own roles.
Internship programs can also pave the way for promising young professionals to pursue a career in supply chain services and procurement.
Before my interviews here at EY, I really looked into their core values and they really resonated with my own personal values as well, which I think is really important. You know, they're really inclusive and you can see that from how global they are.
And a diverse supplier base ensures relationships with suppliers reflect the market, clients and communities you're seeking to serve.
It's a market differentiator so that we are utilizing diverse suppliers all across the globe. So 51% own minority, women, LGBT, people with disability, indigenous suppliers are provided the opportunity to compete, to provide us products and services all across the globe. We're serious about this, and you can see it in reflective of a lot of our leadership's conversation.
In an ever-changing world, it pays to invest in robust, sustainable supply chains and procurement services, which are future-proofed for whatever comes next.
Thank you for watching this special showcase version of Future-Proofing the Supply Chain. The programme is now available to watch in full on the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply website. From all of us here, goodbye. The glaring fragility of global supply chains and availability of supplies during the pandemic woke businesses up to the full potential of procurement teams. With the challenges of climate change, sustainability and digitisation, the credibility of the profession has never been higher. Join us for Future-Proofing the Supply Chain, a programme from the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply and ITN Productions.